CUEMATE is an innovative pairing of two of history's most enduring strategic games, chess and billiards. If you've never played chess, don't worry. CUEMATE is fast-paced and surprisingly easy to learn. We're using the collector's edition of the CUEMATE balls for this demonstration. Each gift box includes 16 of the world's most beautifully designed sophisticated balls, a rack template, 16 color-coded felt spots, and a beautiful, full-colored illustrated 8-page official games rule book. For home table use, unfold the rack template and smooth it out firmly on the table surface. Be sure to center it at the end rail, precisely between the adjacent rail diamonds. Be careful not to slide it under the rail. Next, place a color-coded spot through the corresponding hole on the felt top. 3 yellow spots represent pawns. The blue spot represents the knight, and so on, until you have placed a total of 8 spots. Then repeat the placement of the remaining 8 spots at the opposite end of the table. Now you are ready to position the CUEMATE billiard balls. We'll start with the black team. On one end, you'll place each of the 3 yellow pawns on the first row markers. The back row follows with a green rook on the far left spot, a blue knight, a gold king, a silver queen, and finally a red bishop on the far right indicator. Repeat this procedure for the white team. Now you're set. Although every box of CUEMATE balls comes complete with everything you need to play, many people prefer to order a mahogany rack as a useful accessory for quick and precise ball placement every time. Again, align the end of the rack with the end rail diamonds for perfect centering. Place your pawns in the first row and remaining balls, as indicated by the corresponding rack icons, in the back row. For ease in recalling the order of back row ball placement, from left to right, just remember the following jingle. In the castle at night, the king and queen are cross. Well, it works for me. And there you have it. One player is represented by the 8 black balls, the other is the white. Unlike standard pool games, there is no cue ball in CUEMATE. A player moves by striking the cue stick directly against any one of his own balls. In a sense, all of a player's balls are cue balls. In CUEMATE's, players alternate shots. Whether you pocket an opponent's ball or not, your turn at the table is over after 1 shot. You are also permitted to call position shots. A player has 3 pawns in CUEMATE. A pawn may be used to pocket an opponent's ball by straight-in shots only. In other words, no bank shots or combination shots can be used in pocketing a ball. Another limitation of play for the pawn is that it must always move up table. In other words, it must be propelled towards the opponent's home zone and away from the player's end. Here, a player is illegally shooting his pawn towards his own home zone, which results in a foul. Even position shots must follow this rule when involving a pawn. Black pawn legally pockets opponent's bishop traveling up table. A player has 1 rook in CUEMATE. A rook may be used to pocket an opponent's ball by straight-in shots only. Just like the pawn, no bank shots or combination shots can be used in pocketing an opponent's ball. Unlike the pawn's limitations, however, the rook is permitted to move in any direction, up or down the table, including sideways. Here we see the black rook in white opponent's home zone. It is perfectly legal for the rook to travel down table with no limitation. Here, the black rook is successfully pocketing the white team's bishop. The rook can move in any direction, only pawns have the one direction rule. A knight may be used to pocket an opponent's ball by combination shots only. No straight-in or bank shots are permitted. The knight enjoys free reign of the table. Here, the black knight intends to carom the white opponent's bishop off another ball. This is legal as more than 2 balls are involved. Here, the black knight is lining up a multiple ball combo shot. Any number of balls may be used regardless of type as long as you correctly call the intended shot. A bishop may pocket an opponent's ball by bank shots or kick shots only. No straight in or combination shots are permitted. Here, the black bishop banks the white queen. Here, the black bishop chooses to first kick the rail in order to pocket the white queen in the side. This is a legitimate shot for a bishop. A queen may pocket an opponent's ball by any means desired. She has no limitations of play and therefore is a player's most valuable ball. She may make straight-in shots or combination shots or bank and rail kick shots or even show-off combo bank shots. In short, the queen does as she pleases. A king may pocket an opponent's ball by straight-in shots only. He is further limited to pocketing only those balls that reside within nearby zones. A zone is defined as the implied square area formed by the side and rail diamonds. Here we see cue sticks positioned as a lattice to assist in visualizing the implied zones. The white ball closest to the black king resides in his own zone, and therefore it's legal to pocket. The white pawn in the adjacent zone is legal as well. The furthest white ball is not legal to shoot, as it is neither in the king's own zone nor any of the adjacent surrounding zones. Here are the same ball positions with the sticks removed. Visualize the zones formed by the side and end rail marks. This ball's legal. It's in the king's zone. So is this one. It's in an adjacent area. And this one, don't think so. It's more than one zone removed. Now the black king attempts to pocket the white pawn in the side. The ball is permitted to travel any distance unaffected by zones. Oops, someone needs to practice. Even a professional player will experience an opponent pocketing his queen. It's not a pretty sight to have your most valuable ball removed from the table, but you needn't despair. You can strategically use one of your pawns to get her back. A player who succeeds in placing one of his own pawns within the area marked by the side rail diamonds defining the opponent's home zone is rewarded by replacing his pawn with the captured queen. This constitutes a shot, and your queen will reside where the pawn ended up, so be careful. You can retrieve your queen each time you lose her as long as you have a pawn, but only one queen is permitted at a time. To retrieve a pocketed queen, your pawn must be successfully propelled into your opponent's home zone, indicated as the area marked by the furthermost end rail diamonds. Nope, that one's out of bounds. Yup, that one's good. You win at CUEMATE by legitimately pocketing your opponent's king after all of the opponent's other balls have been sunk. If you accidentally pocket an opponent's king too early, when he has other balls on the table, you lose. For complete rules, including fouls, penalties, and tie games, check us out on the web at www.cuemate.com.